want to talk about David. Obviously, May 21st, David Lemieux on Showtime in Phoenix. It's going to be awesome. Another homecoming for you guys. David has been in the news a lot, I feel like, in the last couple months. Obviously, the latest thing is Jermall Charlo on the Mike Tyson podcast, and that clip went a little viral with, you know, Mike kind of pushing him to try to say David's name and stuff like that, and, you know, him saying David had nothing to offer him. What were you guys' thoughts when you guys saw that?
Man,
that
you
clip?
know, I'm just so stressed and so like, I don't even know what to say anymore, because every day somebody comes up with different stuff. That they're going to beat David, that this, that that. Like Caleb Plant yesterday just came out with a story that Luis de Cubas managed David. I managed David, you know. He says that I'm just a trainer. How can I make those decisions, you know? I mean, come on, just shut the fuck up and let's make that fight happen. You know, no matter what happened, you know, after David's fight, his fight, whatever happens, if we lose, let's make it happen. If we win, let's make it happen for the interim title, you know? He lost. Well, I mean, it's not the end of his career, you know? Why don't we make it on September or after his fight or whatever? Let's set up a date, you know? So at least he has a fight, we have a fight, no matter what happens, you know? If he really says that he wants to fight, he says that he's coming back and fighting the top fighters and this and that, but he doesn't want to fight David. Before he fights David or Charlo, he wants to fight somebody else. But, I mean, who? You know? That's what I'm saying, you know, and every day, man, it's just too much talk, man. We're here to fight anybody. We're not afraid of anybody, you know. We're willing to take our risk. Everybody's dangerous. Caleb Plant is dangerous. Everybody is, you know, but we want to give the people the good fights, man. You know, like back then, you know, everybody was fighting good fighters, and it doesn't matter if you lose or win, man. It doesn't matter. You just get all that experience, and, you know, and you come stronger. Look at Manny Pacquiao. He got knocked out in 13-5, 14-5. He got laid down. He came back and he made history, man. So a lot of fighters, they lose and they come back and you know, they learn from their mistakes and what they do, and that's what we want to do. We just want to make history, man. And at the end of the day, that's what we're here for. But right now with social media and all that, it's just going crazy, man. You know, talking a lot of stuff, and let's make these fights happen, you know.
Do you want to stop and cup there, bro?
Okay, yeah, let me turn it off now.
You came out recently and said that Caleb turned down a fight with your son. Obviously, it seemed like the Durrell fight was already maybe in the mix. Obviously, David's fighting Lemieux. But was there any talk of maybe, okay, like you were saying, you get the win, and there's some type of guarantee for the end of the year, or was it just no thanks?
Yeah, you know, these guys, they just come up with all these excuses, especially Caleb Plant, you know. He started talking, I'll fight this fat boy or something like that with David. So what I did right away, I got my phone and contacted his manager, and I told him, hey, let's make this fight happen. It seems like he wants to fight. You know, it's an easy fight to make. We're with the same promotion. You know, it shouldn't be a problem. Let's make it happen. So he said that he was going to talk to him, and, you know, so I'm happy, you know, because, hey, it's going to happen, you know. So, you know, so I call him, and, you know, he's talking to him or whatever, this and that. So, you know, so then he says that nobody talked to him, that I don't make those decisions, you know. What do you mean I don't make those decisions? I'm his manager, you know. So we're with the same promotion company. Sansom is his promoter, and we want that fight. But if he doesn't want that fight, nobody can make him get that fight. But like I said, you know, let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. Let's set up a date, and, you know, if you really want to fight, it doesn't matter what happens, like I said, you know. Let's make it happen. We're here to fight, or the Charlos, or the Morels, or the Boo-Boos. You know, let's make it happen. I talked to Boo-Boo's father also. You know, he was very respectful, and I told him, hey, listen, I heard your son wants to fight. You know, nobody wants to fight your son. He's a great fighter. He's a slick fighter. You know, nobody wants to fight him because he moves a lot. Right. Well, that's his style. But we'll fight him. Right. You know, it's good for you and it's good for us. You know, let's sit down, let's negotiate, and, you know, whatever you guys want, you know. But if you don't want the fight, how can I go to my promotion company and say, let's make that fight? Right. If they don't want to fight, you know, it's just a waste of time, you know. So, you know, he said, hey, listen, you know, we got some issues right now with the zone, you know. We're trying to figure things out. We have a fight coming up. Whenever all that happens, you know, that would be a great fight. And I tell him, well, thank you, we're here, you know. So whenever, I don't hear Boo-Boo talking shit about David. So I let that alone. But when I hear all these guys talking shit every day, man, and this and that, they come up with all the excuses, you know. Let's just make the fight happen, man. Let's fight, you know. That's the only thing I'm asking for. Let's make that fight happen.
You guys are the only guys, I was telling David, the only guys I hear call up Boo Boo Andrade. I don't hear that a lot.
He's a dangerous fighter, man. He's a very dangerous fighter. But at the end of the day, in my opinion, I feel that David's hungry. I feel that David's mad of what happened, how he lost his belts and all that. And he's super dedicated. I've been training David since he was 2 years old. He's 25 years old. At 20, he was the youngest world champion. At 22, he got that belt again. Now he's fighting for the interim belt. And now for Canelo not wanting to fight him, he says because he can't gain nothing. What does David have to offer him? $55 million that you turn down. If he's so easy, why not just go and get that money? I mean, if it's that easy, you know. But I know he has some respect for David. So, you know, to me, at the end of the day, it makes me feel good that they have respect for him. And they're trying to avoid him. They just try to come up with different things, and you know, that's good. You know, we're gonna keep getting stronger and better, and you know, like I say, you know, every fight is a dangerous fight. It's a risk, you know, but we're willing to take those risks.
David, speaking of Canelo and kind of both things together, David mentioned to me he'd be willing to move up to 175 because some of these names aren't coming around at 168. I did ask Canelo, you know, between Beterbiev and Benavidez, who does he see as the bigger challenge? He told me Beterbiev that's obviously 175. Beterbiev's fighting Joe Smith, going to have 3 belts. Is that the eventual move for David to try to corner maybe Canelo into a fight?
I don't want to get people confused, man. I don't want to think that we're chasing Canelo 175. The reason we're trying to go to 175 because we have Zurdo Ramirez there. We have other fighters, the Bully, all these other fighters. Who do we fight after Lemieux? Give me a name that wants to step in the ring with David. Yeah. Does it make sense? So, I mean, at the end of the day, you know, if we get like, I want to thank Lemieux for taking this fight, man. But, you know, at the end of the day, the fans are not happy. If he fights Lemieux, they're not happy. If he fights Canelo, they're not happy. So, I mean, at the end of the day, they're not. You know, if he's fighting guys that are old and he's fighting champions, he's not ready. So I don't understand, you know. So there's a big possibility we could go to 175, no problem. He could do 168, you guys still see. He does not have a problem doing 168. We can jump up to 175, either or, not a problem.